The resource I chose to present was my Section 1 online resource. This resource is the Three Little Pigs STEM design. My favorite thing about this resource was how the lesson plan was laid out. So this resource allows students to design and build a house that the big bad wolf cannot blow down. This is made for a preschool to a fourth grade level, so it has materials that are needed, the preparation that needs to be done, and also how this lesson falls into engineering ideas, math ideas, and science ideas. So within these three ideas, it gives different options for how students can reach the full experience. So for engineering, it says that students are provided a roof and foundation. If they were older, this could be taken away and they could build using the materials stated above. This is at the discretion of the setting and the time constraints and the audience, which allows students to be challenged to reach their full potential. So on table 5.2 on page 38, at the beginning of the lesson, it has multiple examples of how the lesson was connecting to different practices. That is what I just talked about. This lesson is connected heavily to math, science, and engineering ideas. So those three ideas really coordinate with each other because for engineering to work, some concepts of math and science will have to go into it. So I believe this lesson falls under multidisciplinary teaching. This lesson is using many hands-on materials, such as toothpicks, popsicle sticks, and it also is creating a wind to see if this house will withstand the different sets of wind that the wolf may blow. So I believe this lesson falls under multidisciplinary teaching. This lesson is using many hands-on materials that can be incorporated into multiple subject areas. So at the beginning of the story, the book, The Three Little Pigs, is actually read to introduce students to the new idea of what they will be building. I believe it could also fall under transdisciplinary teaching because this is based off of real world problems. So although we do not build houses with popsicle sticks and toothpicks, we do build houses that need to withstand different levels of wind. So this can prepare students for future jobs of building houses in populated hurricane areas. So this has good characteristics of a STEM lesson because it's very hands-on. Within the lesson adaptation, it states how this lesson was connected to real-world issues. All adaptations were discussed were optimal for the teacher to insert for the students depending on their academic and age level. So the way the teacher carries out this lesson does not have to be the same for every year that she would carry it out, or maybe it's not the same for every class in that grade level because each group has their own behavior issues and also academic levels. So a teacher may make their class's problem more complex than the class next door. So at the end of the lesson, it states the standards met within each lesson. To assess if the student met the criteria, a demonstration and discussion about their project can help determine if their house can withstand the demonstration. So at the end of the lesson, it shows how the students will have their house tested. So the fan will be on low, the huffing and puffing for 10 seconds. If it survives, it goes to medium for 20 seconds. If it survives, the fan is on high for 30 seconds. If the house is still standing, success. If not, it is a good opportunity for teams to think of different design improvements after seeing other houses. So this part is testing just to see if their house withstands the wind. Down here are the state standards that are met through this assignment. I really like this because you can find out if students really demonstrated this standard or if they needed to improve on it. And at the very end of this, it allows students to realize there's cause and effect and how important it is to scale and proportion and the systems and system models. So defining what made it work, what did not make it work is very important for future assignments and future role challenges. So as you can see, there are different standards that are met in each grade level through this project. Overall, I think this is the most well-rounded resource that was presented within all 3 resources. I find this because of the way the lesson plan is laid out with the procedure, the standards, and the way to determine if students met the goal of the assignment.